everybody, this is Dr. Bob DiMaria with another episode of Ask Dr. Bob. Some very good questions, as always, and we do appreciate your questions. I'm 45 and I had a hysterectomy 2 years ago because I had an enlarged uterus. 4 C-sections. You mentioned that they left your ovaries and you wanted to know what to do about any kind of hormone replacement therapy. You've been told to use progesterone. You were told not to use progesterone. This is my thought when it comes to hysterectomies and what do you do afterwards. Your goal is to support adrenal gland function and all the other hormonal or endocrine glands in your body, like your thyroid. For sure, I'd support the ovaries. You may consider having a thyroid panel done. You want to see how your thyroid is doing. You may consider having a urine iodine loading test done to see how much iodine you have in your body, because your ovaries need iodine, your breasts need iodine. You want to make sure your liver is functioning optimally. We rarely use progesterone or any other kind of external hormonal cream, including estrogen. That's a very good question. Dr. Bob, what do I take for eczema in my ears? And when you were going through it, you saw a black currant on my website. Thank you for going to the website. And you mentioned something about being postpartum. I believe that you are still nursing a 1-year-old. This is what I'm thinking for you. You may consider, as all of you would have had children or babies, to consider the bio-omega test or the omega test that we have on our website. You want to see what kind of oil you have in your body. We have had great success using black currant seed oil with eczema, but you may have other issues, like your liver could be compromised from having the baby, and you might not have enough oil in your body. Postpartum depression is also common after having a baby. Very good question. I also know that sometimes you could have a food sensitivity. That's one of the reasons that we also encourage the FIT test. It's 130 foods. So you might be watching your oils really good but have a sensitivity to wheat or eggs, or I'm not sure. And if you're consuming those foods, you could have some irritation. Dr. Bob, what would you suggest for someone who has diverticulitis? You're a 68-year-old female. I would definitely make sure you don't have parasites in your body. You could do that through a CBC with a differential, and if your eosinophil counts are elevated, or if your eosinophil count is elevated, that may suggest parasites. If your monocytes are elevated, you could have a food sensitivity. You also may consider the FIT test to make sure you don't have a food sensitivity. Obviously, somewhere along the line you got inflammation in your colon, and it could have been from not eating enough green food. So you're going to want to go slow. There's a lot of different opinions. Should you eat seeds or not eat seeds? You want to make sure that your body is not inflamed. You want to make sure you have enough oil in your body so you don't have inflammation in your gut. A lot of times with the OptiChem profile, we'll see a low carbon dioxide, which may suggest L-glutamine, which we use for gut health. You may consider a personal consultation with me, and possibly even a nutritional microscopy to rule out parasites. I suffer from constipation. I take flaxseed, but it doesn't always help. I drink a lot of water, exercise daily. Is there something else I should do? I would have your thyroid checked. Probably one of the most common causes for constipation is a subpar thyroid. Plus, make sure you're drinking enough water and make sure you're eating enough greens. Greens are important. Not green juice, not smoothies, real greens. Arugula, romaine, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. Dr. Bob, could fibromyalgia in some cases be caused from candida? You know, it's always a possibility, but most fibromyalgia, from my experience, is adrenal gland exhaustion. We also use a product called L-Lysyme Forte, which is a plant-based lithium. Last question. Good question. Dr. Bob, what do you think about foot baths? It's kind of interesting. We used to utilize that in our practice several years ago, and we've had great success with that. I've had people have skin rashes go away, joint pain go away. Some people have an overall sense of well-being. It just depends what you're using it for. It's not a wrong thing. I like to have everybody try something if it makes a difference in their body. Great questions. I'm Dr. Bob DiMaria.